Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Morning Brews live on Tottenham on Tour. On today's show, Joao Paulinha to Bayern Munich. We're going to look at Chelsea's brand new coach for the next season only, because that's how long they last. And finally, will Tottenham Hotspur's transfer window be any good? Stay tuned here. Welcome back to Tottenham on Tour, your world-famous morning news, brews and clues show with myself, the Kauff, and of course, the roadman, Mr. David. It's been a week since we've done a morning brews. I've just got back from Italy, but I returned last night like a wrestler just randomly appeared on the evening brews show, which we've started. But we're back with David. How are you doing, sir? It's good to have these back, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's good to have these mornings back. I'm doing all right. Had a little bit of drama with my cat, like we spoke about in the background, who's decided to bring back rabbits to my house. So that's great.
Yeah, yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, mate. You know what I mean? It feels like it's been ages since me and you've done a
Oh,
video
yeah,
together. So
it's felt like ages. And like, how can 5, 6 days go by so quickly? Like, vroom. But let's see who's in the house to join us through this show. This morning, we got Andrew Gregory, YouTube member, saying, "Morning, Ben and David. Hope everyone is well. Good to see you, Andrew. Hopefully you're well, buddy. Just a harmless potato. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you." Shem Tang saying, "Good morning, Ben Giovanni and David. Hope you're well today. How was your Italiano adventure? Did you and the missus have fun and bring us back any..." No, I didn't bring back any presents, but I sure as hell ate a ton of food. And so I probably need a new pair of trousers. But good to see you, Shemtown. We had a great time. Thank you for asking. If you wish to know more, you can join in with my chat later, and then I'll talk about it there. We got Radiate from the Guardians of the Pombo. We got MZ. Good to see you. Border da. We got Morning All. Good to see you. Neil Hartley. Good to see you. We got Philly. Good to see you. Good morning, Ben K and the Kauff and David. YouTube member, Philly. We got Rich Man, YouTube member. Shawnee Slater, YouTube member. Darren Johnson. How is Italy? Fantastic. We got Daniela Zito with a question, and we will answer this question towards the end of the show. So good stuff, David. Rabbit pie. Tastes nice. Tastes like chicken. Darren Johnson. Week 1978. Morning all. YouTube member. Kate Rixham. We got Amir Ahi. We got Luke Tracy. And we've got Rinketic. Isn't it a bit early for you, Rinketic? But oh well, good to see you. Right. Joao. Oh, and we got John Ratcher coming in at the last moment. Right. Joao Paulinha has agreed terms with Bayern Munich on a transfer from Fulham. Vincent Company has green lighted this deal as well. This is a really good signing for Bayern Munich, isn't it? It's a good first signing for them. I know he's 29 years of age, but I think they've got a few players that need to go that have outstayed their welcome, had good careers in Bayern, but now need to be moved on slowly. What's your thoughts on this deal? And this has been a long time coming, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, it was about what was it? Last window, weren't it? They were
Yeah.
looking at trying to get him in, and they failed at the end.
Yeah.
It's a great signing for them. And I'm just gutted a little bit because, like I said, I've been banging on how much he'd work with our club so
Yeah.
much within our team. And he's only going for so cheap. I think it's something like, what, 30 million, something like that?
Yeah.
Something really cheap, like, and it's like 30 million euros. But, you know, he always had his heart set on going to Bayern.
Yeah.
And it's a great signing for him. Do they need him? Oh, there you go. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because I believe they're getting rid of a few players and stuff like that. But to get him while you're getting company in, I just don't see that. I mean, under Tuchel, I think it'd be balling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But under or even Nagelsmann, I think it'd have done well, but under Company, I just can't see it doing any really. I think it's too much of a big step for him going from Burnley after relegating them to jumping up to Bayern Munich. But hey ho, that's what they wanted,
Very
so we'll have to see
difficult
now.
on your first job now. Not everyone's first job goes swimmingly, and he got them up playing some brilliant football, but unfortunately, it's the constraints of managing Burnley in the Premier League. They don't necessarily have the money to compete on the highest level, but Bayern needed a change of they need a change of style for a bit. They need to sort of step back a bit and go for a younger manager who's going to build them a project, because it seems like Bayern's managers recently have been managers that have been at the top of their career or just going down. So they need someone that's going to stick around for like 4 or 5 years. So they've had the Ancelottis, they've had the Guardiolas, they've had the Nagelsmann. They've all spent like 1, 2, 3 years there. They need someone that's going to be there a while, that's going to grow with the club. And it looks like he's starting off swimmingly, isn't it? He's green lighted 6 players to go. It'd be nice if one of those was Harry Kane and we can buy him back, because I'd bloody love Harry Kane back. But that's a weird managerial job, isn't it, David? For Vincent Kompany to be the manager of Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I mean, when they went from Nagelsmann to Tuchel, that was weird in itself. I mean, obviously, behind the scenes with the issues with Nagelsmann and stuff like that, we don't know the full story behind it. But, and the season they had, their first season in, 11 years, something like that, where they've not actually got a trophy. And it's like, okay, they end the season with nothing. They sack Tuchel. And then they bring in Vincent Kompany. Now, I mean, is he the best manager a Bayern Munich could have got, the big club like that? I mean, Poch got available. They could have even thrown money at him. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's
I think Poch has got one job in his mind. And we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. I think there is only one football club that Pochettino wants to manage, and he wanted to manage them last summer, but he was never given the call. I think there's only one job that Pochettino wants. I think he would possibly take the England job as well if he was offered it. But I think Pochettino wants to be a club manager for now, and I think he would manage Argentina towards the end of his career. But for me, after everything that happened last year, I think there's only one job that Pochettino wants. I don't know if you agree. If he wanted that job, he would have gone there already, Rich. I think there's only one job he wants. Big up Ryan McFarlane. Good to see you. I don't think Poch is going to Man United. I think Ten Hag is staying. I think Ten Hag has saved his skin by winning the cup. I think he'll be there for another season. They've only just got promoted, Espanyol, so I don't think so. But I think he would take that job eventually if they can stabilise themselves as a La Liga club and be there in the sort of mid to top tier of that league. I don't see him going there.
What about the England squad?
Set piece coach, mate.
What about the England squad?
That England squad is perfect for a Pochettino, but I don't think he wants an international job. No way in hell. No way in hell. What's your thoughts on? Let's go to the next topic. Chelsea have a new manager who's going to be there for 5 minutes. Enzo Maresca is now their coach. We've not had a chance to talk about it because we haven't had that opportunity. But this is a weird. Speaking of weird appointments to be managers, that's a weird appointment to be the Chelsea manager, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, and I mean, again, like Bayern Munich, it's just so strange that they're picking these managers who they're getting teams promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, like Company did, and now this guy has. But it's not like they're world renowned. And now I get it. You know what I mean? They want managers who are not on big money. They're not egos. If anything goes wrong, it's cheap to get them rid. It's cheap to sack them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But overall, I don't get it. I just don't understand why a Chelsea are going for a manager who's just got Leicester up from the Championship. That's not what Chelsea do. There's other managers out there that Chelsea could easily pick, regardless of how bad their season was or the situation.
It wasn't that bad in the end, though, David. They had a better second half of the season we did. And if they had 4 more games, I know this is if, buts, and monkey nuts. If they had had 4 more games, they would have got top 4. And that's the bottom line. They played really well the last half of the season, and they got the team going. And then they sacked the manager. It makes no sense to me. But
no, they clearly had a plan in their head. When they were coming to sack Poch, they had a plan in their head, and I don't think Poch wanted to be there anymore anyway. So I think there was a bit of mutual understanding there that they were looking into a new direction, and Poch was just like, well, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to sell his 2 best players. They wanted to sell Conor Gallagher, and they wanted to sell Chalobah, which is weird because Gallagher looks like he's going to be staying now. I know they still want to try and get him out of the club if they can, but all the noises from Conor Gallagher's camp tells us that he's going to run down his contract and go on a free next season and get big wages somewhere else, probably at an Aston Villa or at another one of the clubs going for the Champions League. But this sounds like they've cut off their nose to spite their face.
Yeah, it does. It really does. And I mean, it's like I said, it's a weird one, right? Because when you look at Chelsea managers under Abramovich, he made sure they always went for the top manager, right? Now, I know they had Ranieri, which is obviously a previous Leicester manager as well, and they did okay with him. And they brought in Jose and things like that.
Yeah.
This type of appointment makes sense if you're wanting to build a young squad. You want a manager who's going to be able to just be told what to do. That's as simple as him coming in. He's not going to go against the owners. He's not going to say anything out of order. He's going to be literally the personification of a yes man.
Yeah.
He's going to have no sway within the club.
Have a big job.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. It's that type of appointment where they're like, right, so the club is literally bigger than me as a manager because I haven't managed anything bigger. I've got this opportunity. So yes to everything. I'll play your way. I'll do your thing. I'll play your players, blah, 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 blah. I'll just coach them. He's basically a glorified coach.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then that's it. That's all that type of appointment's going to be. And it might work for Chelsea. I don't think he's going to last the win. I don't think he's going to last until January, personally. If he starts losing straight off the bat, then, he's going to be gone. Because Chelsea have some decent players in there. Cole Palmer, fantastic player. Unbelievable. Yeah. But now he's under a new manager who's going to play a completely different way to the way Poch did. Yeah. Now, the reason Cole Palmer did so well is because of Poch. It's just Poch had a massive of injuries. And now that a new manager comes in, who knows if Cole Palmer's going to be able to carry on?
You never know. Cole Palmer's a fantastic talent as well. So if Chelsea don't finish in the Champions League spots this year, they're going to have to. Cole Palmer's going to be looking for the door because he's a top quality player.
Yeah, that's it exactly. And I think that'll be on a few players as well. I mean, you got like the Mudricks, is it Enzo?
Mudryk is not good enough. He's not good enough. That was a stupid buy.
Yeah, and they're gonna struggle with him, especially with PSR. They're gonna really struggle because they're gonna have to take into account his wages, contract length, everything. They need to recuperate some of that money. Now, whether or not this manager might come in and get Mudryk firing.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. It's okay managing a Leicester, right? With the likes of Harry Winks and Vardy's and players like who already pretty much know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The Championship's the Championship. These are Premier League players, in a sense. Chelsea need to be in Europe. They need to be up there. They need to be challenging. I just can't see them doing it with this manager.
Big 4 clubs in the league. One of the top 15 biggest clubs in the world of football.
Yeah. They really are, and I just can't see them doing it with this manager. Now, if they went after someone a bit bigger, then I'd say Chelsea will have a chance.
Yeah,
But it's, again, you're signing basically another Poch. But yeah, with this manager, you're pretty much signing another Poch in a sense, but you're signing a younger Poch rather than the Poch now. So it's just going to be the same situation. Chelsea will play some football, they'll get some injuries, and they're going to struggle this season, I think. They could go on and actually have the blinder of a season and win everything.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I just do not see it,
Yeah,
especially changing at the end of the season. That was the
I
issue for
think
them.
there's going to be a war between the dressing room and the manager, because the players really loved Pochettino. They really loved him, especially the big, not the big names, the players at the top of the hierarchy, like the Reece Jameses, the Cole Palmers, the Gallaghers. They really loved Pochettino. So there's a split in that dressing room. There's a split in that dressing room, I think, and we'll see if it happens. But we'll go on to the last piece of news, because we're going to need about 15 minutes to talk about our transfer window. Transfer window starts in 4 days, and we're going to be debuting a new show with David on Friday doing the transfer show. Transfers on tour, and it's going to be a really good show, really chill show, talking about transfers in the evening, just as you got home from work. And it's going to be the perfect place for you to unwind with a beer, with a drink. Just have a sit down at the end of the day, listen to all the things you've missed while you've been working all day and working at your ass off. We're going to start talking about our transfer window. Will our transfer window be good? David?
I've got a little hope it will be. I do have a little hope we will have a good window. Only reason is we're doing things that we haven't done in a long time. Now, bear in mind, this is only basing it on the 2 players that have already gone, right?
Yeah.
Eric Dyer was already out the door, so was Perisic. Jaff and Sessegnon, normally we'd keep them. Normally we'd give them a contract extension to make money on them. We're now actually understanding the value of these players and saying, look, they're not good enough. The value of these players is not going to, there's no point. It'll just be too risky to attempt to sell them. So that's why we just literally ended the contract. Look, we're not extending it. Your contract's over. Goodbye. Move on. See you later. Off the wage books. Now, when I say I have hope, the news of Ndombele and the Celso leaving and Emerson and stuff like that, they haven't left yet. So technically, they haven't done anything. Nothing's happened. If they were to go, then you could say big changes afoot. Let's be positive. Something different happened within inside the squad. Within inside the club. And at the moment, it's just speculation. It's just noise. Like I said, until these things happen, nothing's happened. Until you sign a player, nothing's happened. We could be linked with every player under the sun. Every player under the sun could be linked to leaving. Until they happen, again, you can't specifically say, yes, it's going to be a good window, it's going to be a bad window or anything like that, because nothing's happened. So for me, I've got hope it's going to be a good window, and the club's decided to have a change of direction where they're going to bring in players and they're going to get rid of the deadwood finally.
Yeah. It's a very it's almost a calm before the storm, isn't it? It feels that way. It feels like a calm before the storm, because there is noise, but it's that usual noise when it comes to Tottenham, just being linked with about 100 million different types of player, and we don't really know. I don't know if this is Paratici stepping back into the fold now that his ban has come into a close, because I fully expect it. As soon as his ban's over, he's re-announced as a director and not as a a consultant. I think he'll be back within the doors of the football club, because he's been working behind the scenes, and he's been working with a lot of the players we signed, most notably Vicario and Dragishin, 2 players that he identified earlier. And I see him working. What does everyone in the chat think? What does everyone see our window going towards? Do they think it's going to be a good window? Give us your opinion, because we're going to go through the opinions for the next 10 minutes and we'll talk about it. I personally see this window being another gutting stage. I think it's a stage where we can finally prepare. Whether Ange Postecoglou is the right man for the job needs to be seen. But I think this window will be preparing the club for the next manager after Postecoglou. Getting rid of all the deadwood, all of it. Full blown, clean your deck, have a good set of squad players that will work for any manager, not just the ones they want. And it's going to be a total clearing. Be ready for the next manager that's going to... Because that's one of the things I always thought with Postecoglou. He might not win anything, but he might be able to prepare the next manager to win something. Because get the mentality of the club right. Because that's something the club has not missed. Not had since 1991 was the last time we won a major trophy. So that's what I think we're going to see, hopefully, and that's what I think is going to happen. But let's go to the comments to see what people are saying. We got Philly saying, I can see Spurs hiding behind Eze and failing to bring in players of quality. But bringing in Eze is a player of quality as well. So we'll have to see. We started our window with an injured 2 to 3 months. Werner coming in. Only way for this transfer window is to go up from that. But is he better than Brian Hill?
I love that.
If you buy mediocre players, you're not going to get much sell-ons. By quality, then you're getting much better money for them. Quite a lot of shipping out for so far. If Spurs really want Eze, they should move in quick because his value will go up if he has a good Euros. Paratici is being phased out by Man, unfortunately. I don't see that at the moment.
Reports are suggesting me that apparently, he's being faded out by Munn, and apparently there's something there that Munn wants him gone out the club because he's with the way Paratici and everything does things and everything like that. Apparently, Munn is actually trying to phase him out.
Interesting. We'll have to see it happen. We'll have to see it happen. But we'll have to see it. Getting rid of the deadwood is fine as long as they're not replaced with more deadwood. I agree. Honestly, it feels like another mediocre window. Chiesa to a club via Paratici for a second. I'd like to have Chiesa. I think his injury record is too much, but I'd love to have him at the club as another player. He's a quality footballer. We got Edwards on loan, who's excelled at Lisbon. I do not want Marcus Edwards in any way, shape, or form. I think the window will only max at something that solidifies top 5. If Paratici is involved in any way, we'll end up in trouble, and I hope we do. We can't kick off at City, Chelsea, but not at ourselves.
But we're not breaking the rules, though. That's the thing.
I wouldn't blame Paratici for the culture of a club that already broke rules. That's not a Paratici problem. That has been him being told by the upper echelons of that club to break that rules. Remember, Juventus have had previous under the stewardship of Andrea Agnelli for not cooking the books, but for match fixing. And the other guy that was working at the club, Morata, also has a track record of match fixing and making problems. Inter Milan that is just Italian football in general. So I'm not going to tar Paratici. Well, you can tar Paratici because he's been doing it. He did it. He was tried in a court of law and he was given a ban. But every club in Italy has done it at some point. AC Milan got done for it. Inter Milan. The reason Juventus got done for it is because they're not seen to be one of the big clubs, or weren't seen to be one of the big clubs. AC Milan and Inter were always the Italian authorities' favourite sons, but Juventus were the bigger club because they won more titles because they were smarter with their money, and that's the testament to how Agnelli and Fiat run that football club. Why should Spurs pull off the signing of Eze? We can use it like Bastoni, Koundé, and deflect it for Wears. Who knows? It might be an issue, I think. This one guaranteed from the windows. We'll end up with 8 behind the ball with squad level and depth. I would phase Munn out and keep Paratici. It's interesting. I actually agree with you. I think Paratici is more true at a higher level. He's been better, but hopefully Munn can do it the business. I can only see the defence being right. Rest of the whole forward line needs a major overhaul. The guy is.
I say we need more in defence for me. One more in defence.
The guy's on a 2-year ban. He should be nowhere near the club. End of story. I know if he does,
I kind of agree, but as he's not officially to do with anything at the club, he's just a consultant person. It has no effect on us. It's completely and utterly legal. But I get your sentiment there. You know what I mean? He did wrong. Why would you want wrong at the club? The issue is our owner was a nasty, nasty man. If you look into the whole thing about Joe Lewis, you'll understand that what Paratici did is nothing compared to what Joe Lewis did.
At least he's trying to win football matches.
Yeah. Yeah. Not trying to level down places.
Yeah. Morning all, smash a like. Our issue is European homegrown train if we don't include the youngsters, so could see Carl Walker-Peters or Edwards coming back. It is a problem, Nick. It is a problem, which is why we will see people like your boy Emerson leave the club. But I think even there, they need European trained players. Italians, not just Brazilian players. Exactly what I heard. Paratici's going out. Afternoon chaps. Skippy, Posta, no clue. Out by Christmas. Who knows?
I'm sorry, that's a funny name.
Do you think Johnson will be benefit from having a pre-season? I think he will.
I think the whole team would.
So Spurs have an owner getting done for insider trading and a director of football banned worldwide.
Well, technically, Joe Lewis is no longer officially anything to do with the club. He gave all his
to the power of attorney.
Yeah, power of attorney to his kids and that. So technically, Joe Lewis has nothing to do with the club. He can affect the club through his kids, obviously, but by law and by paper, Joe Lewis is no longer a part of our club. So all this insider trading stuff has no effect on us because he already knew this was going to happen. Hence why he gave the power of attorney to all his kids and everything. Plus the guy's like, what, 90, 150, 200? How old is this guy? Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? I think he's got one of them. What was that person who had that painting? Gray, is it? Something like that? Who had that painting and never died, always young. That's Joe Lewis.
It's like Nicolas Flamel in the Harry Potter story with the philosopher's stone. I think Paratici is at a higher level.
He's got Horcruxes everywhere.
Yeah, he's got a Horcrux. Yes, he's got a Horcrux. Daniel Levy is Lord Voldemort. He's the Horcrux.
It's his yacht. The Horcrux is his yacht.
Yes. Do you reckon he's consulting for free out of it? No, he's getting paid, and he's getting paid.
Yeah, he's allowed to get paid. He's still allowed to get paid.
Does anyone know if we're ready to move on players by Friday? I'm not sure. I think it'll be a shite window with leaving in it with more mediocre players yet again. A year down the line, we may have City, Madrid and Bayern needed a new manager. Won't be surprised if we see a lot of managers this season auditioning for it from their current jobs. Yeah, maybe. Really? Well, damn. He's 115. Should get some porridge. Benfica just signed a player with the exact same characteristics as Paulinha on a free. Joe Lewis's yacht is his philosopher's stone. What is your overall thoughts? Because we only have 3 minutes left because it is Morning Brews. It's only half an hour long.
Yeah. Overall thoughts is we'll have to wait and see, obviously. I am slightly positive because in theory, this is Lange and Mackenzie's and Munn's first big window. Right, this is their big window to get players in, get players out, and have an actual big effect within the club. Whether we see that or not begs to be seen. But so far, from the players we're linked with and everything, I am slightly worried because we're only linked with the likes of Eze, the Gallagher. Striker-wise, we're not linked with really. We've been linked with people, but there's been no concrete links. There's been no, like Eze has been linked from multiple people. Gallagher linked through multiple people.
Yeah.
But with a striker, we haven't really had any links. With a defender, we've not had any links. Midfielders, really, they're the only links we've had. And it's a slight worry there that the only links that are coming out of on a small scale, when we really, really need to make sure that when we come into this window, the players we get fit Postecoglou. Yeah. The players we get make the squad better.
But not so much fit Postecoglou. Fit the
system as a whole.
Fit the philosophy of the club. The club should have a philosophy, and the manager only implements that philosophy. That's the only way Tottenham is going to work. Have a philosophy, and then you can have manager, and they all do the same philosophy, and then none of the players have to change. Not what we like to do, which is attacking manager, defensive manager, attacking manager, defensive manager. Sold for 115 quid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got to have a philosophy. Unfortunately, Kate, it can't be an hour long because at some point I actually do have to work because I have my own small business. If people want me to do this show for an hour, a lot more people need to buy my coffee. So get over to the coffee company and buy coffee off me, because then we can do an hour-long show, because that's what we do.
Buy his coffee, subscribe, like, do all that spiel, help this channel grow massive, and then,
then we can do an hour. But unfortunately, I've got to work. Otherwise, there's no one else working for me. We need a quality striker in. Absolutely, we need a quality striker. We don't need links. Lange does things quietly.
This, right? Yeah, that's the one thing he was very good at Villa, yeah? When you used to watch Villa make a signing, no one had a clue, and then the player would just be announced. Now, I know we do things slightly differently, where we like to, have the announcement and stuff like that. But I'm hoping Lange does that. I hope we get some random little signings that are just out of the blue. Yeah, that no one knows about. Like, technically, Timo Werner, I know people don't like it, but when we first originally got the loan, no one had a clue about him. No one spoke to him. Nothing. It was literally just boom. Oh, we're getting Timo Werner on loan. That's what I want. I want some signings like that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. But on that note, guys, we are going to end the show there. We will be back later on Evening Brews with David and Briar for the longer show, which is Evening Brews. We will be back there at, what are you guys doing at 7 o'clock for?
I don't know if it's me. I think Brian's got someone else. I think
Johnny might be
someone else. I think it might be Johnny or someone, or I think he mentioned someone else might be doing it. So you might not see me.
Yeah.
At all.
You're always welcome on the Evening Brews, though, David. We can stay closer, but I will be live on the Coffee Company at 2 p.m. UK time, the usual time. I will be talking about my trip to Italy that I had last week. So it's going to be a really nice, fun and relaxing show. So sub to the Coffee Company. I am putting the link in the chat for all the people that have not subscribed already. The link is right there. If you are watching on YouTube and on Twitter, you can head over to my channel and it would be a really nice thing. Cool. All right, Mart. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a great rest of your day. Catchphrase, David.
Domani Mind.
Awesome stuff. And as always, if you smell what the cough is brewing. Thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a great rest of your day. Ciao for now. Tottenham Talk.